Hey guys, it's Andy with Rooted Arborist, and today I want to talk to you about two awesome saddle offerings from Edelrid. Several months ago, I reached out to Edelrid to talk to him about the Tree Rex saddle. What I didn't know was that the Tree Raptor was quickly getting ready to be released. He agreed to send us one of those, as well as a Tree Rex for testing. For the last 3 months now, the Tree Rex has been my everyday saddle, and it has not disappointed. So this guy comes in right at 3 3/4 pounds, so it's definitely on the lighter side of saddles. This saddle has two different sizes that go from 27-inch waist to 48-inch waist, so it can cover a wide range of climbers. So if you're a guy like me that's in that 34, 35 range, I'm kind of right on that borderline. But just for the hip ring placement, I would recommend size 2. If you're 32 inches and below, I definitely recommend size 1. That's what the smaller guys on the crew are reporting. If we go over to the younger brother, the Edelrid Tree Raptor, the newest offering, this one comes in at 3 1/4 pounds, so a ½ pound lighter than the flagship Tree Rex. Now with that weight decrease comes some drop off in some of the finer features of this guy, but that is very intentional. So both of these saddles are rated for 331 pounds. So pretty much any guy that is in a tree, you're gonna be okay to rock one of these guys without any fear. So like the Tree Rex, the Tree Raptor also comes in two sizes that still accommodate that 27.5, 28-inch waist, all the way up to that 48-inch waist zone. So pretty much anybody can fit in one of the two sizes for the Tree Raptor. Both of these are made in Germany, so you know you're gonna have a high quality stitch and some really awesome engineering behind them. All right, so let's talk about some of the key features for both of these saddles. If we're looking at the Tree Rex, we have both hip and thigh life-rated connectors. We have 4 semi-rigid gear loops that come with the saddle, so no money down to be ready to rock and have all your gear storage. We also have 4 different pockets for care tool style storage. So I choose to run Rock Exotica transporters. I just think that they're a little more snug fitting on here. You can also run DMM vault gates or other care tool style devices. You might want to put the rubber grommet in there just to kind of clean up some of that slop. This saddle also comes with a first aid kit. I don't necessarily prefer the Velcro attachment point, so we just use a ditty bag with a first aid kit built on. Not in the original cost of this is this tree bungee harness, which is also compatible on the Tree Raptor. And to really get the most out of this saddle, I highly recommend going with this bungee. It's kind of a pain in the butt to set up initially, but once you get it dialed in, it's a really, really awesome addition to an already great saddle that gives you loads of options, especially if you're an SRT, SRS climber. So if we're looking at the main bridge area, this saddle comes with 2 bridges. I like to have both of mine relatively short. One of the key features of this saddle that I don't have shown because I removed mine is the adjustable bridge. So it has a press-stick system on the right-hand thigh ring so you can shorten or lengthen your bridge. We have true thigh ring connectors on this saddle that are life-rated. We have really, really robust buckles that you're not going to accidentally come out of. So great connectors. One of the things I love about this saddle is just how many adjusters there are. So you can really dial this in to have a perfect fit. There's several really, really smart elastic keepers and all kinds of things to maintain that setup without having a whole bunch of loose nylon swinging around. So on the actual leg pads, we still have some care tool storage options here as well. So overall, this saddle has every feature you could really want and still maintain that low sub 4 pound weight. If we move to the Tree Raptor, which again is even lighter weight, about a ½ pound smaller at 3 1/4 pound, we still have those same gear loops here, these semi-rigid gear loops. It does not come with the first aid kit, but it is compatible with the same first aid kit as the Tree Rex, and it's also compatible with the bungee system. We still have those same great hip rings, all the great adjustment options, and in some ways I even prefer some of the newer adjustment hardware that's on this saddle. It comes with 1 bridge, but it does have a second bridge with the package, so you can throw 2 bridges on. So instead of a traditional thigh ring down here, we have almost like an old rigging pawl system. So 2 bridges on here. You could even put a third if you'd like, but I think most people are going to elect to leave this bottom hole open so they can clip into and treat it like a thigh ring. And it is a life-rated connector, so it's totally fine to do that. It is a little goofy sometimes kind of clipping into these. So one of the things that we've done is use an Edelrid Cupid ring or like a Petzl ring open and put them onto these thigh rings just so you have a larger ring to clip into. It's a little added cost, a little added weight, but for function, we definitely prefer the larger ring just so we can clip into easier. One of the key differences between these two saddles is the waist connection. On this guy, we have a really awesome 45mm buckle, which I really, really prefer to that of the 30mm buckle that's on the Tree Rex. It has a ton of space. You really feel secure in there and it's not walking off. The buckle is also much easier to take off. Once you get that off, if you're dropping your saddle, one of the other major differences is this Velcro and elastic keeper zipper on here. This elastic goes halfway through the saddle, so once you take that buckle off to drop your gear, it's not going to immediately fall down your legs. The other amazing thing about this is it really helps control that ride height. So I know Matt and Thomas were a little worried about the potential heat from that, but both of them report that there was no heat issues and they loved this, and it's something that we would love to see on future versions of the Tree Rex. As I mentioned before, there's several different options that you can attach to either one of these saddles, from a first aid kit to a chest bungee. The Tree Rex also is compatible with an SRT bridge. I personally don't like that. I just prefer to take it off to kind of clean up my system, but it's definitely an option that a lot of people are going to. So overall, these saddles are so feature rich and a really lightweight package. So just a quick review, the Tree Rex is coming at 3 3/4 pounds, which is going to be lighter than the Tree Austria Pro, about the weight of the Singing Rock Arbomaster, and slightly heavier than the Petzl Sequoia SRT, where the new Tree Raptor is going to be the lightest of all of those saddles, coming in at 3 1/4 pounds. So super lightweight option. They both come with all the premium features that we would expect, from double rope bridges, life rated thigh connections, excellent gear storage options, and incredible adjustability. Overall, we've really enjoyed wearing both of these saddles for the last few months. You're pretty much getting everything you're looking for in a package. As good as these are, there's still some things that we would like to see some improvements. For me, with the Tree Rex, is these thigh rings. So I love the fact that we have life rated thigh connectors, but they are a little small. So they're about 1/3 of the opening size of what you'll see on a Tree Motion Evo. I do prefer the larger opening so you can really clip into. The big issue I have with these is if I'm tight on my bridge, sometimes if I'm sitting into my saddle, it makes that area to clip into even smaller, so kind of a tight window. I would also like to see a better attachment system for the first aid kit. I'm just a little leery of using it in some of the spinier trees that we're climbing, like pin oaks and mulberries and things like that. Other than that, I think the saddle is awesome. I wouldn't really change anything. Now, if we're going towards the bungee, which is an additional $100 part and not really part of the review specifically, I would like to see a better connection system here, and that's not going to shock anybody at Edelrid. They've already heard that feedback by pretty much everyone, I would assume. Now, if we move over to the Tree Raptor, like the Tree Rex, we would like to see some improved thigh ring connections. We know why we went with this. It's an economical, safe option to get multiple bridges. But once you add the Cupid's ring or any of the other additional hardware, you kind of start taking away from that entry-level price and start putting it towards the premium prices. We do like all the gear storage. We don't love the pockets for the transporter systems in these as much as the Tree Rex, but they're definitely still adequate. I would say that the biggest difference that we noticed between the two saddles was the comfort. If you're wearing this saddle for multiple hours, you're gonna feel it. The back pad doesn't have near the support of the Tree Rex. But again, we're sacrificing a lot of that because we're at such an extreme low weight. So if you're looking for a few hours in a trim rig, this is gonna be the perfect saddle. But if you're gonna spend some serious time in this saddle, or maybe doing some large scale removals, slinging a big saw, the Tree Rex is probably gonna be the better option, just because the much more supportive back. The high back's really gonna help save some of that fatigue. Ultimately, both of them are great options. The Tree Raptor's coming in at just around $400, which is an incredibly low price for a premium German engineered saddle. And the Tree Rex without the bungee is right around $550. So about a half pound more than $150, and you're getting every feature you could ask for in an arborist saddle. And the Tree Raptor at $400, really you're at that entry level price point for any of the better made saddles on the market that have all of the premium features that we're looking for in a professional arborist saddle. If you have any questions about either of the Edelrid saddles, please reach out, drop a comment for us. And if there's any saddle that you would like us to check out, drop a comment as well. Hey, if you guys like this review and you want to see more like it, please subscribe and check out some of our other gear reviews, and we'll definitely keep pumping them out for you.